The Galactic Council had made a grave miscalculation. They thought humans were soft, forgiving creatures who would accept insult with bowed heads and quiet resignation. They were wrong. Hazel stood before the observation window of the Retribution, her reflection ghostly against the star-speckled void. Her fingers drummed against the reinforced glass, a nervous habit she'd never quite shaken. Behind her, the bridge hummed with controlled chaos as officers coordinated the largest human fleet ever assembled. Commander Chen, Leo's voice cut through her thoughts. We're receiving final confirmations from the outer wings. All ships are in position. She turned to face her second-in-command. Leo had been with her since the beginning, since the day the Vraxian Empire had made their fatal mistake. His face bore the same hardened expression that all survivors wore, the look of someone who had lost everything and found purpose in what remained. Good, Hazel replied, her voice steady despite the storm brewing in her chest. How long until we're within range? 17 minutes. 17 minutes. In 17 minutes, the Vraxian Empire would learn a lesson that would echo through the galaxy for generations. Humans never forget. The memory burned in Hazel's mind like it was yesterday. Though 5 years had passed, the human colony of New Terra had been struggling, barely surviving on the edge of explored space. When the famine hit, when their crops failed and their children began to starve, they had sent desperate pleas across the stars. Only one species had answered. The Keth, a small, gentle race of traders, had diverted 3 cargo ships full of supplies. They had asked for nothing in return, simply stating that helping those in need was the right thing to do. Ambassador Kethver had smiled with his 6 eyes twinkling as he told the colonists, "Today you, tomorrow me." The humans had never forgotten that kindness. 2 years later, when the Vraxian Empire began its expansion, the Keth were the first to fall. Their homeworld was bombarded, their colonies enslaved, their culture nearly erased, and the Galactic Council, those self-righteous peacekeepers who claimed to stand for justice, had done nothing. They had called it an internal sector dispute and voted to remain neutral. Humanity had not remained neutral. Commander, we're being hailed by the Vraxian Defense Fleet, Leo reported. They're demanding we power down weapons and withdraw immediately. Hazel's laugh was cold. Tell them we'll give them the same consideration they gave the Keth. Tell them we're coming. The human fleet had been built in secret, every nation and colony contributing what they could. Ships that had been designed for exploration were retrofitted for war. Mining lasers became weapons. Cargo holds became troop transports. And the human spirit, that stubborn, relentless force that had dragged humanity from caves to the stars, became the fuel that powered it all. Weapons hot. Hazel commanded. All ships, begin attack pattern Delta. Show them what happens when you cross humanity's friends. The void erupted in violence. Human ships moved with a coordination that shocked the Vraxian commanders. They had studied human combat doctrine, had prepared for the straightforward tactics humans used in simulations and war games. What they hadn't prepared for was desperation weaponized, creativity forged in the fires of vengeance. The Retribution shuddered as it fired its main cannon, a weapon that had been a terraforming drill just months ago. The beam carved through a Vraxian battle cruiser like it was paper. Around them, the human fleet danced through space. Smaller ships using maneuvers no sane pilot would attempt. Larger vessels absorbing damage that should have crippled them while continuing to fight. Vraxian's second fleet is moving to intercept. Leo called out, his fingers flying across his console. They're trying to flank us from the starboard side. Redirect battle group. Theta. Have them show the Vraxians what kamikaze protocols look like when we're not actually planning to die. Leo grinned despite himself. Humans had a reputation for being crazy in combat, and they had spent 5 years earning every bit of it. The battle raged for hours. The Vraxians had numbers, had technology, had everything except the one thing that mattered. They didn't have a reason to die for their cause. They were conquerors, motivated by greed and pride. The humans were liberators, fighting for those who couldn't fight for themselves. As the last Vraxian command ship broadcast its surrender, Hazel allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. But only a moment. Broadcast on all frequencies, she ordered. I want every species in the galaxy to hear this. When the channel opened, Hazel spoke with the authority of someone who had reshaped the political landscape of known space in a single afternoon. This is Commander Hazel Chen of the Human Liberation Fleet. Today, the Vraxian Empire has fallen, not because they threatened us, not because they took our resources, but because they harmed those who showed us kindness when we needed it most. Let this be a lesson to all who watch. Humanity remembers. We remember those who help us, and we remember those who hurt our friends. The Keth will be free again. Their world will be restored, and anyone who thinks they can prey on the weak while humanity watches will learn what we learned today. Our revenge can shake empires. She paused, letting her words sink in across thousands of worlds. But know this as well. Our friendship is just as powerful as our fury. Stand with us, and we will stand with you. Always. Leo approached her side as the transmission ended. The council is requesting an emergency session. They single quotes concerned. Hazel smiled, a genuine warmth breaking through her commander's mask. Let them be concerned. Maybe they'll remember what they forgot, that doing the right thing matters. That today you, tomorrow me. In the distance, human ships were already moving toward the Keth homeworld, carrying supplies, medical equipment, and the promise that some debts could never be forgotten. Humanity had spoken, and the galaxy would never be the same.